Port's bid had failed in a bloody court battle. However, their ambition to play in the AFL hadn't wavered. Again, in 1996, they weren't alone in the fight for the second South Australian AFL licence, but this time they would come out on top and be born as the Power.
But throughout it all, that black and white ambition of lining up in the AFL hasn't wavered. There was one notable absentee, President Bruce Webber, who hours earlier was dumped at the club's annual general meeting. Newest select group, Club 96. 96 being Port's target date to enter the AFL. The SNFL's business now is to determine the identity of the second side. Port Adelaide is the high-profile front-runner. Lord and Sturt will hand-in-hand attempt to base South Australia's next AFL side in Adelaide's eastern suburbs. Central District stunned football circles with its plan to fold completely for an AFL team to be based at Elizabeth. After barely 4 years of operation and one premiership, the Woodville West Torrens Football Club no longer wants to exist in the SANFL. It will be the flagship club of the cartel and attempt to win the second AFL licence. Until now, the fierce Port-Norwood rivalry has been kept to the field. Now it's about to spill to the boardroom.
We should easily account for our opponents.
You run the risk of not getting what's best for football, and what's best for football will be the strongest AFL team.
Early today, a team of Norwood and Sturt officials headed to Melbourne to sell their joint AFL bid. Magpies conclude that Port's proposal remains the outstanding alternative for the AFL.
I can't think of anything else in the 117 years of history of this league that's any bigger and more important than this decision.
AFL boss Ross Oakley arrived in town just before 1 o'clock. More than 4 years after its initial unsuccessful bid, Port Adelaide has realised its blinding ambition.
The second AFL licence subcommittee unanimously resolved that the Port Adelaide Football Club tender be recommended to the South Australian Independent Commission as the successful tenderer.
Coming second means pretty well shutting up shop, in my opinion. Now, I might be wrong, as I said earlier, but coming second means you die.
Last night it was the other 8 clubs which met at the inner city offices of a high-profile law firm. It's believed they were told there may be legal grounds to expel the Magpies from the local competition. The club today confirmed it was expecting this reaction, so it sought its own legal opinion back in December last year.
Well, quite clearly they can't. We've taken that tack that we just get prepared as best we can.
The whispers leaking out of rehearsals at the entertainment centre this afternoon say that it will be Port Power. As for the logo, expect a lightning bolt with a fist crashing through it.
Knocked down by the power-punching logo and exciting 3 Guernseys, they came away impressed.
Maybe instead of saying magpie, magpie, they'll be chanting power, power, power.
I would hope that the passion will still be with the SNFL club, and I mean, that's where our traditional colours and all this history, lovely, fantastic reputation has come from.
John Cale was appointed for 2 years, a stint which, despite the positive backdrop, has no starting date. Despite the uncertainty, the Power called its first AFL training session tonight, just 22 days after the grand final.
Obviously becoming a little less likely the closer we get to the 31st.
I think they have diminished.
None of the existing AFL clubs had advised the AFL Commission that they were prepared to merge by the deadline of October 31st.
Port Adelaide will be playing in the Australian Football League next year if the AFL Commission has its way.
We need to give South Australia, the South Australian Commission and Port Adelaide an answer, and this provides them with the answer they've been looking for.